Now, here's another Pope story that you'll love. Pope Francis was a bouncer. He told parishioners at a local church in Rome on Sunday that he once worked as a bouncer in a Buenos Aires nightclub. And here to tell us more is HuffPost senior religion editor, Reverend Paul Rauschenbusch. Reverend, thanks so much for being here.
Great to be with you.
So the Pope was a bouncer? I don't believe it.
Well, it's a really funny story because right now he's really known for this, like, come in, everybody inclusive. So it's very kind of discordant to think of him as saying, stay out of the club. In fact, New York Magazine, I have to give props to them because they did something really funny where this very short piece, like imagining what it was like, where, all of a sudden the nightclub manager comes over to Pope Francis and says, what are all these lepers doing in my club? He's like, oh, but the kingdom is for everyone. And he just says, you're fired.
Yeah.
So
you clearly don't know how to run a club. There's something called face control involved. I got that piece pulled up here too, and they called it Pope Francis world's worst bouncer. But it's so interesting too. So do we know other details as to?
I don't think we know that much about it.
I don't think
this
might have been going on.
And this was actually kind of known. It all came out. But I think what's interesting is that he's talking about it now. It just really shows that he's not someone who's just been hidden away in some sort of ivory tower or some, just thinking about things. He was actually in the world. He knows, kind of club culture, which for young people is actually really kind of attractive. And, it's more of a sense of he's kind of one of us again and isn't so shocked by the fact that people do go to nightclubs and that there is this, that there is this world out there. He's not someone who has been totally divorced from it. So it's a very attractive piece. And, again, there's this kind of idea that here's this guy who keeps saying, come on in. And we think of him, I just would love to see what he wore. I'm
curious because normally you have to wear like all black, right?
Yeah,
if you're a bouncer or something dark.
Right.
Maybe like a jacket. And
little known
jeans.
fact, I was also a bouncer in New York in the late 80s. So, I was up there like this.
You and the Pope have
yeah,
things
exactly.
in common.
We're very, very similar.
And so, where were you a bouncer and what did you wear?
It was in the meatpacking district in the late 80s, early 90s was very tough in New York. And I would just, I'd be up there in like a leather jacket. And, I was outside the door and all around me was just, it was a pretty crazy scene out there. And we let people in and sometimes not. I tell you, but
Reverend,
we've
you
all
and the Pope
changed.
surprising us every day.